Hello, folks. Welcome to season 3 of our On the Call series produced by the stars among us. I am Ozzy, and I thank you for tuning in to this thank you tour of mine, as each episode is a thank you card to someone who has impacted my life. And on this first episode of season 3, I'm shining light on my Aunt Theo. Hello, Aunty Theo.
Hello.
Hello. All the way from Arizona.
That's right. Sunny Arizona.
Sunny Arizona. So, Aunty Theo, I wanted to dig back a little bit into your history a little bit in terms of like what brought you from Trinidad to the U.S.?
Oh, my sister, Victorine. Auntie Vic, right? Yes. Right. Behind me to come up here.
And what were you doing in terms of a career there and like what you started doing here?
Oh, accounting. And I came up here doing the same thing.
Wow.
You know, doing the, what you have a computer now, we had the accounting machine at that time, the NCR machines. Yes, so that's what I continued doing until I retired.
So your taxes and all that must have been totally in order for all your life.
Yes, it was.
Wow. Wow.
Definitely.
So what were your hobbies outside of accounting? What were your hobbies in Trinidad as opposed to the U.S.?
Oh, my goodness. I just like going to the movies. And that's about it. But I did a lot of visiting with family and friends.
One of the things that I remember when I first came here, I used to love coming out to see you. You were in Kew Gardens, Forest Hills out there?
Yes.
I used to love coming. It was like an adventure always for me to come out and see you. And Kathy was with you at the time. And you had the little puppy Bijou. It was also such a restful time for me to just not think of much. But one of the things that I used to come out for was also you're the only person in my entire life that can blow dry my hair to straight, and it would last for 2 weeks. It was always amazing. Yes. And here, everybody else, they had to put the rollers in my hair. They had, to soften it and then blow dry to keep it from breaking and all of that. You could just put a brush and a blow dry in your hand and get in my hair. And it was amazing what you could do. I have never found anybody else in the country in all these years that did what you did for me.
Yeah. That's what it is, the trick. Blow dry and a brush. That's it.
Yeah.
You live in Queens with me.
Right. Oh my God.
And then you got a place sharing with some other dancers.
Right. God, that brought back that's right. My
Yep, that's when you came up here to dance.
Correct. Oh gosh.
Long time ago, girl.
Long time ago. When I came up and you had Bijou, how long did Bijou live for? Because Bijou is like your child.
Like about 10 years. Wow. And then when I came up here, she got lost.
Oh.
Yeah.
Came up here from where? From
up to Arizona.
Oh, okay.
On a vacation, she got lost.
Wow. And you didn't find her after that?
Nope. No, I put up, posters all over, far from here. I even put reward. Nobody brought her. Goodness. Brought him, in fact. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, She was a little mini poodle.
Yes, she probably was taken. She probably wasn't lost. She's probably stolen.
I know, yes. I'm sure it was very windy that day, that night, in fact. And she was scratching at the door. And I was washing her dishes. And I said, okay, let me just finish this. And then I'll let her in, Go and let her in. And by the time I went, she was nowhere to be found. Even the cops try, helping look for him. All over. Yeah, couldn't find him at all.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
One of the things that I always also admired about you was your relationship with your other half. It always reminded me of Oprah and Stedman, right? Their relationship. And my question to you, because it lasted for so many years, what was it that kept you guys together without that paperwork?
Oh, well, you know what I mean? As things go by, I never really thought about getting married. For all my growing up years, I never really, that was never in my mind, get married, have kids and all that stuff. That never really was a big thing for me.
But what was that honey that kept you guys? Because, people get together and they divorce and they marry and they divorce.
Yeah.
They live together and divorce. What was it that kept us going for all those years?
Yeah, just, understanding each other and giving each other space.
So if you had to give a piece of advice to someone, that would be it?
Yes.
Okay. That space thing I could definitely understand. So,
yeah, that lasted a few years. Yeah.
Yes. What was the reason for you to move from New York to Buffalo? And what was it like living in Buffalo? Because Buffalo,
oh my gosh.
Think of Buffalo, it's like cold.
I know, but the thing is, I really moved from New York to Phoenix.
Oh.
And then I was looking at jobs and, I took a couple temporary jobs. And I just couldn't understand the rate of pay, from New York to Phoenix. It's like, what? It's such a big drop. But then I went to Virginia and I spent about a year there. And then that is when I went to Buffalo because Reggie, who was my boyfriend when I was young, my first boyfriend I had, he got divorced and he wanted me to come down to Buffalo and help him out. So I went out and that's where I stayed and that's how it happened. Got married and that's it in my old age.
You're kidding?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I never do.
Yes.
Wow. Would never have thunk it. Wow.
Yeah.
So now after that, what brought you from Buffalo back to Arizona?
Yeah, I retired when I got to 62. I was working in Buffalo. I retired at 62 and then his practice was still on. So then they were closing the practice. So I decided I wanted to come to Arizona.
You decided to come to Arizona for the sun or to be around family?
To be around family. And the weather too.
Right.
I was tired of the snow. That's why I retired at 62.
Right.
Too much snow, girl.
Right. Ooh, I couldn't do it. So in Arizona now, you're there with Aunty Vic.
No, she had passed away in 2004.
Oh, okay.
It was after she passed away, we came up and we bought a house. And we didn't move in until 2005. We came back in 2005. Yeah, so I was living, a little north of here from by Michelle. And then I got divorced. I divorced in, I think 2 years after I got here. I had a house and then I gave up that and then I came to stay with Michelle. Because Michelle alone she was the only one here at the time. I think Ariel was her daughter. Yeah. And I came here and that's where I've been since then.
So Aunty Vic had how many children?
9.
And those children had how many children?
Oh my gosh. Virgie had 4.
Right.
Willie had 3.
7.
Well, Chinky passed away.
Right.
He didn't have any. And then there was Denise had 3.
That's 10.
And Michelle had none. And Roger had 4.
That's 14.
And Patty has 3.
That's 17.
Patty, Michelle has 1.
18.
Gerard have 1, 2, 4.
22. So now there are 22 grandchildren. How many of those children have children?
Oh, Virgie has how many grandchildren? I think about 13.
What?
Dane has 4. Hank has 2. Mike has 4. Chelsea have 4. 14. 14 she have. 14 grandchildren she have. Yeah.
Who else has?
Really next. So she has Charlene has 3. Raymond has 2. So she only have 5 grandchildren. And then Denise has, Tasha has 3. Robert has 2. So she has 5. That's Denise. Then there's Val, nothing. Then there's Roger has 4 grandchildren. But he have 5 grandchildren. Then there's Michelle, doesn't have any. Gerard haven't got any.
So in actuality, we're looking at 14 and 10, 24 and 9 is 33. So altogether, there are 18 plus 33. That's a small city. 51 people.
And then Virgie has 3 great-grandchildren.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So with my family dispersed around the around the world, so to speak, you are in a situation that is full of family and love. So you
and then Janet have children here too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Janet has 6 children, 2 grandchildren here, and one in I think in Maryland or someplace there. Baltimore, I think, yeah.
So you get to interact with a lot of them for holidays and all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Thanksgiving.
Christmas.
Halloween. Yes.
Then all the birthdays.
Yep, they all get together. You should see the pictures of just some of them. It's a lot.
And when it comes to birthdays, how do you guys handle all that?
Oh, well, the kids, when they're young, gather to Peter Piper or one of those places. When they get older, they want to go with their friends to dinner.
Right.
They don't want no party.
Right. So one of the things we had touched on when I spoke with you recently was this connection that I felt that I had, because on one side, we have the Chinese side of the family, right?
Yeah.
And on the other side, we have, I think Auntie Margaret was there Arawak Indian? Is there a side like that in our family? Or no?
I don't know what her father was. I don't know her father.
And then on the other side of that, we have the black. So we're going from black to very white and Asian. But one of the things that I thought about was this connection between, and it's bothered me for years, between my mom and my dad in terms of possibly being related because of Auntie Margaret.
Well.
Auntie Margaret, and then you've got, the Ahings. And I was never able to figure that thing out. And you touched on it a little bit, but I wanted you to talk about that a little bit.
Well, I wouldn't know much about that. All I understand is that your mother's father, I think he might have been an Ahing that lived in Venezuela.
Yeah, he was.
Okay. And then your father's mother, which is his grandmother, was an Ahing.
Was an Ahing as well?
Yeah, Auntie Akim.
Oh, really?
She was Ahing until she married to her second child, which is Martin, father, which is Louis. So that's how she became Louis.
So we're Ahing on one side, Ahing on the other side. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew it. And you were telling me a story of...
That's what I heard, right? Okay.
Right. You were telling me a story, and it was very interesting because I want to do some history on that too. But you were telling me a story of back in the day how there used to be a lot of gambling done, and what would happen with people within the gambling, what they would do.
Well, I don't know. All I know is like my grandfather, father, when they were coming from China on the boat, they were gambling.
Right.
And Ahing won Tang's wife. So that's how she became the Tangs and the Ahings, because they're like half siblings. Because she had kids with Ahing too. So she had Tang kids, and then she went to Ahing, and then she had Ahing kids. That's what I understand. Yeah.
Was that a common thing?
I guess time? I don't know, for them to gamble your wife. And then your children go on with them. It's like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a very cool thing. It's something I want to dig into a little bit to see, down the road to see if that was something that was prevalent. I've got to check that out. So let me ask you something. With living in Arizona right now and looking at the politics that's going on, what are your views on what's happening? People's votes, or what's happening in terms of not wearing masks for COVID anymore, that kind of thing.
Yeah, they still have some people doing that, but they can't go into the stores without a mask. But a lot of people, like you'll see them about without any mask on. Yeah, but we are all family always wear the mask because, it really passed out and she was wearing mask too. But, we don't know how she got it. If she got it when she went to have her wound dressed. Or if it is when she went to do blood work, because she really haven't been out, she'd been very careful. So I don't know where she picked it up.
Wow. Must have been a shock also when she passed, because when I heard that.
Yes. And I was surprised I didn't get it because I was there helping her,
And now you've got your 2 doses of the Pfizer. Yes. Have you encouraged everybody else, in the family to get it as well?
Oh, yes. Everybody's waiting on their turn to get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's a whole village.
Some of them got it, like Denise and I think Virgie, and they got it. They got their shots. I don't know if they got a second shot yet. But I know they got it first. Yeah.
And so I guess you have a peace of mind with that now, huh?
Oh, yes.
But you will still wear your mask.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they tell you to do, you wear your mask still.
Right.
Yeah, I still wear my mask when I go out, definitely.
So as you look back at your life, are there any regrets or are there things you still want to do now? I know you like watching movies. I know we haven't been able to go to because I love going into a cinema and losing a whole day happily.
Oh.
A whole day watching maybe 4, if I could fit in a 5th.
I don't regret anything, really.
Right. You always seem to be content.
Yeah, I make things too, whatever happened, I take it with ease.
Right. So have you gotten another bijou?
Yes, eventually. In fact, I have one, which is Monroe.
What kind?
She is Chutza and Maltese. Yeah.
Wow.
So she's small like Bijou was and white like Bijou. I got her. It's a long story. My daughter wanted a puppy. And then Michelle's daughter kept it to get all the shots and stuff. And after she got her stuff all done, she continued staying here. And then Ariel went to California. So I am the one that, ended up with her. Yeah. So that's how I have her.
That's nice. As I'm thinking about you there in Arizona, you're surrounded by a lot of love, a lot of family, and there is no accounting for that because there's so many of us who don't have that. You have it where you're around maybe 50 members of your family.
Oh, so many.
Yes. And so that anytime anybody needs or you would need anything, somebody's there, which is a lovely thing,
Right. I'm there for them and they're there for me. So
right.
Yeah.
I'm
very seeing the little ones grow up. It's so nice to see them and all the sports they're in and all that stuff, keeping busy.
I know at one time Virgie's husband, what's his name? Henry Bibby, he had made a pretty big name for himself. Have his children followed in his footsteps?
Yeah, one of them, Mike.
How's he doing?
He did. Well, he retired now.
Okay.
He was playing in the NBA. So he retired. And then Denny's son, he was playing in the MLS soccer. And then Patty's son was playing for the NFL. Yeah, so we have 3 of them that went professional.
Wow, that's nice.
But a lot of them played in school, in college.
Right.
Yeah.
So are you one of those that attends the games?
No, I don't. I used to attend, a few of Mike's games, especially when he come to Toronto. I used to go from Buffalo over to Toronto to see him and take him roti. He and his friends from the team eating roti. The girls have that. I pass in Canada and pick up the roti from the girl there. Like 20 rotis. Take up there. Yes.
Nice.
It was fun.
Yes, I'm sure. Aunty Theo. And I recently found out Theo is not the first name. It's Jean. Another revelation.
That's right. Jean. And Theo is shortened for Theodora.
For Theodora or Theodora?
Her middle name. Theodora.
Theodora. Jean Theodora AHING. The best blow dryer in the world. The best in the world. Aunty Theo, thank you so much for being here. I love you. I'm so happy to have found you and to be able to do this. You have impacted my life, and I am so blessed to be able to say thank you to you.
Yes, and the last time I saw you is when you came for the family reunion.
Yes, in 2010. And I have a picture of all these Chinese faces. So every so often I look at it. You and Uncle, all those fine faces on the top of the house. Just a lovely rainbow of my family. And that stuck with me. So I was so impressed, that this is how the world should be, all joined together, loving.
Anyway. Yes, it's a good mixture, right?
Yes, a lovely mixture.
What they call in Trinidad a callaloo.
That's right. Perfect. So we'll talk again soon, and I thank you very, very much. And
You're quite welcome. Love you too.
Being there for me in the very beginning. It was so hard in a sense. I loved coming up for dance, but it was always so nice to be around you. Always so melting, always so loving. And I want to say to my listening audience, thank you for spending your valuable time with us today. Please care to share and remember, When you're on your beat, stay on the sunny side of the street safely and mask up.